silent anymore.
Somebody's hurting my brother.
Somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on far too long. It's gone on far too long. It's gone on far too long. Somebody's hurting my brother, and it's gone on far too long. And it won't be silent anymore.
Somebody's hurting the children.
Somebody's hurting the children. It's gone on far too long. It's gone on far too long. It's gone on far too long. Somebody's hurting my children. And it's gone on far too long. And we won't be silent anymore.
Somebody's hurting the planet.
Somebody's hurting our planet, and it's gone on far too long. And it's gone on far too long. It's gone on far too long. Somebody's hurting our planet, and it's gone on far too long. And it won't be silent anymore.
Somebody wants to build that wall.
Somebody wants to build that wall. It's gone on far too long. It's gone on far too long. It's gone on far too long. Somebody's built that wall. And it's gone on far too long. And we won't be silent anymore. Won't be silent anymore.
Woo! Thank you! Jessica. Jessica's going to share some words with us. Jessica Stewart. She drove all the way from Bath Harbor. So can you go over there in front and have everyone behind you supporting you?
Thank you for coming.
You could speak at the peace demonstration.
Nope. But thanks for coming out to support myself and co-defendants Cecilia and Jodi and Matt, who I think has not arrived yet. I think our most kind of important message we want to share is to invite people to think about all the children and young people who are in families who are incarcerated at the border. And everywhere, because in fact that's happening all across our country. Some people have pointed out to me, like, oh, it's absurd that you could go to jail for a few days or a few weeks. But imagine that some children and their families have been separated and detained now for almost 2 years with no sort of clear definition of what's going to happen to them. I think we all know that there's an enshrined principle of international law that guarantees people the legal right to flee violence and to seek safety in another country. I think the 20th century established very clearly what all the terrible things that can go wrong when that's not allowed. And surely we should have learned from the horrors of that century to do something different in this century. So I would invite everyone who's here to continue to do 1% more, 5% or 10% more to end white supremacy, to end the colonialism that allows this violent and hateful policy to persist. Because that's what it really is. It's really a policy of white supremacy and colonialism. It's not about protecting borders or keeping people safe. So thank you so much for coming, and let's keep our focus where it should be.
Thank you, Jessica. Now we're going to hear from Crystal from Presente.
Hi, I'm Crystal, and this is my family, and we are members of this community. not illegal on our land. We're not criminals for seeking safety on our own land. And our four compañeros who put their bodies on the line to defend this know that that's true. Stop creating civil wars that drive people from their countries. Stop criminalizing poverty. Stop criminalizing black, brown, and indigenous bodies. Stop stealing our children. Stop incarcerating us. Put your bodies and dollars on the front lines. We need you to answer the call when people in our own community are arrested and are told that there is no path to status because the violence that they survived is not asylum worthy. Don't allow us to be ejected from our ancestral land. This isn't just happening on the southern border. We are being separated from our children in this community. When we have to work 16 hours a day with no day off, when our children lose our native languages and we can no longer connect with them, and when we have to survive and miss out on their lives. So, if you think this must stop, keep showing up even when it's inconvenient and when it's cold out and when you're tired, because I'm tired and we're tired and this isn't stopping. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah!
And then we're going to have Anthony from JAM.
All right. Hello, friends.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, my Kasamas, my family. My name is Anthony Marvin. My pronouns are they, them. I am the hub coordinator of Sunrise Portland and a member of Jewish activists in Maine.
Woo.
Our work does not begin nor end with one rally, one protest. Our government has declared our friends and family in our immigrant communities an enemy. Our government conspires and plots even now to strip our communities of their humanity and do unjust harm to our siblings, friends, and family in our immigrant communities. The work we do is a continuing process, and we must continue to fight and strive for a better world. Laws are not the only meter by which we measure justice. We must measure justice by what we know is right in our hearts. We are here because no human being is illegal. No state has a right to judge the humanity of any one person. If the status of anyone's humanity is in doubt, we must contest it. We must fight for better systems. We must fight for a better world.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah!
Yes.
Silence is complicity. We must not remain silent nor intellectualize the lives of our friends and family in our immigrant communities. Our search for truth remains in our hearts and is performed with our feet, not our minds. Justice is built with our hands.
That's right.
We must not weaponize laws to harm folks' lives. The white supremacist structures we live in poison our hearts. We must examine our complicity in racism and xenophobia and work to dismantle hate with whatever capacity we have. It is our duty to dismantle hate wherever it may occur.
That's right. Yes.
Right.
ICE is a state spear of white nationalism.
Right.
An agency used by our government to proclaim that some of our friends and family are not human. This is no time for civility, but action. Our passive resistance means little when the lives and livelihoods of our friends and family are at stake. In 2020, are we doing something in this life, in this year, to create a better world? The law is not a sword for morality, but a shield for power. The folks who are on trial are there because they said no in the face of state violence. We must exhibit the same courage and trust in our power to build a better world. Unjust laws are tools of violence too eager to be used. We must not give in to criticisms of whether we were too civil enough. Civility is the dam to the river of change and progress.
That's right. Yes.
As we today bear witness to injustice towards nonviolent protesters, remember that our government will arbitrarily decide whether what we do is right or wrong, and we in our hearts
must remember what is right.
Yes.
With our feet and our bodies and our hearts and voices, we must resist and fight hate. We must detoxify ourselves of the poison that is white supremacy at every level of our being, at every level of our society, and defend our friends and family against state violence.
Yes.
Remember that we must strive for equity and justice and maintain that no human being can be declared illegal.
That's right. Amen.
Remember that our civility is a weapon too often used against us and dams the flow of true justice. Remember that we must elevate our friends and family in our immigrant communities and remain steadfast in the face of injustice. It is only through our solidarity that we may succeed. Imagine a world without borders. With our collective cuts and wounds from white supremacist and colonization healed. With the damage wrought by 500 years of colonization, not only acknowledged, but sutured and anesthetized. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that the world that we must strive for?
Yes.
It is within our reach. Whatever happens today, let us remember the better future that we fight for and stand in solidarity with our friends and family. Let us remember and fight with militant, fervent optimism. We will succeed. They would not fight and harm us if they were not afraid of us. We will win. We will be liberated. No human being is illegal.